On today's episode of Video Games, I wait for like 10 extra seconds on the video game screen because there's a bunch of doors slamming outside of my door. Ding. Partly Awesome's hosting. Hi pals. Thanks, Partly. I see Partly, I see Ferret, I see Melon. Pega Man. I will not be, but if you wish to. Video games, emotes. It's the funny haha time of day. That it is, the funny haha time. The time in which I play the new... All the doors are going ham. They are. When was Mega Man 11 released? It was like this year, right? Oh my god, that's loud. Oh my god, you can probably hear that in the mic. Thanks for the subscription, Partly. Got a 3-month in a row Prime sub. Epic Gamer. 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago? Really? I was certain that it was like last year, maybe this year. Neat. I was like last year's, I guess not. Oh, did you hear? Yes. No more Pog. No more Pog. September 2018, so kind of 3 years ago. Gee willikers. Since 2021. Yeah, a little over 2. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Donnie. How you pals? Debray. The sentiment of Pog lives on, but Pog itself is gone. What is this in its place that I'm seeing? Okay. Oh, there's a Pog Champ emote, but it's different. Gamer. Make a cam Pog. You pals get on that. Thought my lungs would still be recovering from before, but somehow it's already normal. It was only 2 hours. It's not that bad. Thomas did a stream earlier today, for those who didn't know. It was fun. He played Hearts of Iron 4. Anyway, today, we're going to play Mega Man 11, a game that I've never heard a bad thing about. I haven't heard, like, screams from the heavens about how great it is. There's been a bit of that, but haven't heard a bad thing about it. Campog, please. So going into this, I don't really quite know what to expect, other than I sure hope it's good. I sure hope I like it. Let's jump right in. This is the last one I have to play in the classic Mega Man series. Yeah, let's do it. Saving system data. That was quick. Oh, this is an anniversary title. Okay. Not playing Mega Man in base. Maybe at some point. No promises for or against, but it's a lot of saving with no gameplay being done.
I strongly believe Albert's research must stop.
We going straight into the cutscenes.
Light. We can't build the future on your empty optimism.
Say what you will. I cannot agree to this. Please listen.
No, you listen to this. At every turn, you've ignorantly blocked my research.
Mr. Wily, control yourself. I see the
Mr. Wily.
agreement. And so, the department chooses Thomas Light's research into robots with independent thought.
Wait, hold on. That's not dangerous, but whatever Wily's working on was?
Why are you fools so blind? One day, Light. One day the world will know I was right all along. Bad memories make the worst dreams. A genius of my caliber needs sleep to keep his brain in gear. Wait. That research from my youth. Yes. Now I'll show you, Light.
So I think it's pretty clear that the thing he was working on was the double gear system. Oh my god, there's 2 gears on the title screen. I don't know a thing about the double gear system, really. I just know it's the big new mechanic of this game, so neat. Wily was basically working on, like, a way to send robots into overdrive. Okay. Whereas Light is like, robots help and be nice and friend. Wait, this isn't how the Proto-Men said it went. Did they lie? You mean Dr. Wily isn't a literal fascist? Alright, guess we jump in. Did I miss anything in chat? What do those gears even do? We'll find out. Young Wily is weird. Voice acting surprisingly adequate as opposed to, Dr. Yeah, I agree. That was shockingly decent. Controls. Y shoot, B jump. I might end up changing that, but we'll keep it for now. Adjust until the right image is barely visible. Well, it's not visible at all. We'll up that one. Audio device, TV, speakers, headphone. Okay. Rumble on. Special weapon shortcut. Right stick weapon select. Okay, that might be helpful / neat. There are a bunch of extra modes in the game. I think there's like a time attack and some special levels. Probably not going to stream those. I'm going to focus on just the campaign for now, but let's do it. Newcomer, for those who've never played a Mega Man game. Casual, for those who love Mega Man but haven't played in a while. Normal, for dedicated Blue Bomber fans who love a real challenge. Only the truest, most hardcore fans need apply. We'll go with normal for now, I think. I've briefly read one review, and it said that normal was hard enough. Years 20XX at the laboratory of Thomas Light, father of modern robot society. Many hardworking robots have arrived for their annual maintenance checkup.
All systems nominal. You're in great shape, Blockman.
All thanks to you, Doc. You built me rock solid. Well, I can hear the construction yard calling. Block out.
Good luck out there.
Sounds like a deeper Roger Craig Smith
How
Sonic.
many checkups are left?
Let's see. We just finished with Blockman. That leaves Torchman, Acid Man, Impact Man, Bounce Man, Fuse Man, Tundra Man, and Blast Man.
Thank you.
7 to go.
That just leaves all of the others.
There's no end to them. Doc, how about giving your favorite assistant a break?
Not quite the voice I expected from Otto.
You know, for a robot, you sure do complain a lot. Now let's crank it up a gear.
Oh, I ain't a machine. I mean, I am, but still.
I mean, I am.
Please proceed to the... Earthquake!
He's doing the finger emoji.
What on earth? Whoa! Otto! Hurry to me!
Cannot stand Mega Man in this lol. I completely forgot this was fully voice acted.
Wily!
Doctor, what's going on? Stand back, everyone. I'll handle this.
Yeah, that's not quite what I expected there.
This is no time for your heroics. I've simply come to give Dr. Light a message.
Then kindly be quick about it.
Of course. You see, I recalled some old research. The very invention you so coldly crushed when we were students together. Or has your memory failed you?
Our university days. A device. It can't be.
Oh, but it can! Your objections wouldn't stifle me forever. I have perfected my design. And now we'll see who was right all along.
Beat his ass with that broom, Mega Man. You should throw it at him.
Dr. Light, what's the ruckus?
Perfect timing. The lot of you will make excellent test subjects.
Oh boy.
Wow! Who are you calling test subjects?
Quickly! You must all run and hide!
Too late. Speed here.
My robots!
Over here, Light.
That speed! What have you done?
Dang it! Nobody blocks Blockman!
Why does Blockman sound like that?
I have a better idea. At last the world will bow down to the genius of Dr. Wily.
At last. Insert joke about how this is the 11th time.
Doctor,
Unless you count Mega Man and Bass, in which case it's the 12th time.
Wily's invention is called the double gear system. It's designed to push robots far beyond their normal strength and speed. If he really has completed it, I'm afraid you won't stand a chance.
but we can't just let him get away.
Mega Man, I can tell you won't be stopped. Very well.
How many times are we going to do the routine of
Prototype double
Light being like, no, it's too dangerous, and Rock being like, no, I'm epic, though?
If I install this into your circuits, you may be able to stop him. But it's dangerous. Double gear places great strain on robot systems.
I can take it, Doctor. I want to do this no matter the cost. Hook me up.
As you wish. The installation will take some time. There's a lot of work to do. The double gear system is fully installed. Mega Man, rise and shine!
Robot University.
Hey, buddy.
You didn't know that.
Hell Auto is here to help out.
Mega Man, that dirty Wily won't know what hit him.
Mega Man, you're doing a noble thing. Be careful out there.
Doctor, roll. Auto. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Mega Man's voice in particular. They call him Mega? I thought that... I know they do... I'm pretty sure they do that in the Mega Man Powered Up remake of the first one, and that's really jarring and terrible. Do they do that here too? Press R to activate speed gear, L to activate power gear. Try it, ZR. Okay, Okay, so you can slide again. You can charge up again. That's very epic. L is power gear. Is it still active? Okay, that powers up your buster normally. R, you'll move so fast everything else seems slow. I'm not actually faster, right? Or am I? I am faster. Okay. Sorry, for some reason this is difficult to perceive. It's okay. At least currently it's a very simple buff that you can toggle. I assume that that bar on the right up there in the top left is probably the power gear, is probably the double gear usage meter. View explanation of the double gear technique. That's what I just clicked on, right? Look at the gauge at the top left. Because Rock confusing and scary. This is a good gimmick. When you're going bzz bzz, you've overheated. Okay. This is an epic looking title screen. Okay, you get little previews of the stages on the left. And you see silhouettes of the... I like this. I like the look of this. Minus his options. I think I'm going to change the controls. Jump needs to be A. B needs to be shoot. X coil, Y jet. That makes sense. That makes sense. And then we can use the shoulder buttons to switch between things. We do not need a slide button, I promise. God, there's such a discrepancy. Oh, I hit the mic. Such a discrepancy between the Proto Man 1984 inspired dystopia and the actual games in terms of writing. And I mean, it's because there was virtually no writing within the games themselves in the first, well, the first two. They don't really start throwing things at you super heavily until 4, but rock and roll thing just gets left out. That's kind of dumb. This is very dumb. I have to ask, if Wily could just kidnap those robot masters, why not Mega Man? You know, the one that's foiled your plans 12 times. You said that above, right? Yeah. Why? That is a little weird. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. No, but you see, he has Block Man. That's true. Okay, so I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. Last couple Mega Man games I've streamed, I've looked up a list of the robot masters beforehand, but not looked up their weaknesses, so that I could formulate a plan going in as to who I think might be easiest to go after first, how each one might match up to the others, just based on my own, like, personal intuition. I didn't do that here, so this is almost... I'm gonna entirely be flying by the seat of my pants, at least in this first stream. There's a Tundra Man and a Torch Man. surely one is weak to the other. Blockman, Blast Man, Bounce Man. You know, Blockman got quite a bit of exposure in that first one. Let's go for him first. Oh, I hit plus. That's submenu. A is to select the thing. Submenu. Refills energy gauge. Super guard. This is just telling me what I have. I can't buy anything from here. It looks like. I also don't have any screws. L takes me to Light's lab. Oh, it's very swift. I like this a lot. It's not having to like load into a completely different thing here.
Okay, Mega, what'll it be?
Okay, Mega. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, we've got seemingly,
Mega, can I interest you in some parts?
seemingly run-of-the-mill items here. Shock absorber, negates recoil.
Okay,
Alright, we'll check out those later. We'll jump into a level now. Can't hit start anymore. Cringe. Ready! Yeah, I don't love his voice. Intro put way too much focus on Blockman for him to not be the one weak to the normal buster. You know, that's kind of fair. It's kind of fair. Okay, I like how this feels. Doesn't feel exactly the same to classic Mega Man, but like, of course it wouldn't. Of course it wouldn't. I mean, the last two did. That was their entire point. But here, I am nice. It is nice to see that they're advancing it a little bit. Because, like, as great as the last two games were, their entire MO was, let's not advance anything at all. Let's be as true to the formula of the first two as we possibly can. Whereas here, this, I like that they've introduced a new mechanic, even though so far I'm not using it at all. Oh, that's a mystery item? Oh, it disappeared. Okay. Well, I assume that was going to be whatever item it was whenever I landed on it. That was embarrassing. I am nice. Okay. Well, I hope I'm at least not terrible. I need to not completely forget that I have these things, though. Have the double gear. Because those wheel enemies are giving me a little bit of trouble because it's hard to hit them, but I assume if I use the power gear, that won't be as much of an issue. Ah! Power gear! Okay, I am overheated at the top left. I hope this dies soon, because my health is very, very poor. This takes a bit, looks like. Wait, was that speed I was using? I'm not actually sure which one I was using. Well. Okay. I see the gauge going down on the top left. I'm kind of confused as to how this actually works. Okay, the red gauge is rush. It's the gears at the bottom that are the double gear. The red gauge is completely unrelated. Is it just dependent on, like, how long it's been since I've used it? Essentially. My ass, it burns. Reminder you of the gears, yes. I do feel like that's probably a thing that a lot of people do on their first playthrough of this, is just completely forget. Oh yeah, there's a new thing. Thing below the 3 gears is the gauge, yeah. Fills in with red the more it heats. Works like a cooldown bar that goes down. Okay, that makes sense. Also, as always, or as has always been the case with as the series progressed, they get better and better, at least judging from this, at making the stages actually match the Robot Master that inhabits them. This is very clearly a block-themed stage. I definitely did not intend to activate speed gear there. That's not what killed me, but it's what I did. Blue speed, red is power. Okay. That was stupid. I just let myself take that hit. Did you know I'm bad at Mega Man? I feel like I've made that pretty clear in the past couple playthroughs. Owie. That was careless. Now what killed me last time? Something knocked me off a cliff. Just up ahead, I think. Oh, bad idea. Hello, friend. There's clearly something trying to appear right there. Yep. There we go. Didn't want to take that hit, but that's what happened. Okay, so those are easy to take care of if you use the speed gear to prevent them from actually firing their things out. Well, didn't do it there. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Blockman do be shitting from the heavens. Do he, though? Do he now? Owie! Owie! Get through. Invincibility frames. Please. Yeah, that was gonna happen. Oh, wow. That checkpoint is far back. That's not very forgiving. I thought for sure that I would have found one by now. Am I gonna get a game over before I even make it to Blockman? Remember when Robot Masters all had jobs? Presumably Light was planning to... Do we know what these were going to be for? Because clearly they're, you know, Light's robots, so they were going to have some sort of, like, construction, architectural purpose. I assume Blockman was gonna be a construction bot. Are there more checkpoints in easier modes? Okay, that makes sense. Almost no one-ups plus super few checkpoints plus kind of long stages. Cool. I am seeing that, like, you know, there are certain things that seem to be built specifically around the fact that you have these things, which is appreciated. They're not just epic things you can do. Like, they're necessary. Not necessary, but very helpful in certain points. Like, I think that earlier one where the big hammer bot knocked me off because the conveyor belt was moving too fast, I think I wasn't intended to use speed gear there to to slow him down so I could kill him. And these, if they don't intend you to use speed gear on them, they're at least a very easy way to get through them. Or that will happen if you don't kill it. So that's a game over already. We're gonna hop back into that. The casual does the, like, you can just get picked up from every pit by beat. Oh boy. Thanks, video game. When was that introduced? Was that in 5? Or was that 4? I think that was 5. Rush Coil! That was basically just my Sonic voice, but he does kind of... Mega Man does sound a little Sonic-y for my taste. Oh, and the speed gear slows that down so you can get a bunch of hits in. Okay. Feel like we're gonna slowly see that speed gear is probably a little more useful than power. Or they're just different ways of approaching the same problem a lot of the time. Speed gear will let you get in more hits before the enemy attacks. Power will just let you do more damage with those hits. Slide, wasn't that Mega Man 3? Slide was Mega Man 3. I was asking about the beat pit. Beat rescuing you from pits. Wow, I'm just batting 1,000 with how I word things today. I suspected it, but the voice actor for Dr. Wily also voiced Nazim in Skyrim. Epic. Out of pits, not sure. I think in... Yeah, he's definitely been used both as just a way to attack things and to save you from pits. And I think the pit thing is more recent. So I'm gonna say I think 4 was where you could use beat to attack things, and 5 was where he started carrying you out of pits. I'm not sure. This does a lot of damage and takes a lot of hits. There we go. Jeez. I think beat was in older games, but I don't remember saving you from pits. There's at least one where he does. I'm pretty sure. I imagine Melon probably has the answer. Chemistry Man from Mega Man Fully Charged cartoon. Oh, what about that? What the fuck would Acid Man's work even be? Chemistry Man from Mega Man Fully Charged. That is a cartoon that exists. Melon just the resident Mega Man expert or something? Yes. If he's not gonna say it, I will. Probably gotten used to it already, but if you haven't, get used to Mega Man just yelling the things he's gonna do for the rest of the game. Mostly speed gear. I think that's the main thing I'm gonna use. Ah! Oh, that almost killed me. Yesterday, I bought all the Mega Man Zero games for the 3rd time. Epic. Oh, God. Come on down here, please. I want to get through. What an epic gamer moment. For the third time, I assume you mean that you've bought them in, like, a third form. So I'm gonna guess that's probably, like, Wii U Virtual Console, their original games, and then the collection. If I ever give up in life... Okay, you don't have the original GBA games? So what third way did you get it? Get only GBA ports. I don't know how many different ways those have been re-released. Oh, okay. I see how the weapon select is going to work with the right stick. We'll see if I end up using that. But you can also, I was really afraid I was going to miss that. We're overheated. I can't use that again for a bit. Vic went down. Okay, so if I just use speed gear to... Oh. No, come back. Oh. Okay. I suppose that's gonna be a thing. Enemies that have lives and then run away so you can't get them? That's cool. That's epic. Probably could have used power there. But yeah, they do kind of serve the same purpose in a lot of situations. They just get there differently, which is interesting. But also means kind of entirely up to your preference which one you want to use in those sorts of situations. Okay. Is that a... What's this? I don't know what that did. It did not affect my... It didn't look like it affected my health or my weapon. Okay, hold up. Oh, I don't have Rush Jet yet. Okay. Also, I'm used to Rush Coil spawning in front of me, so I'm just gonna waste my weapon energy over and over. Here it more so spawns on top of you. A little in front of you, but not near as in front of you as I'm used to. Hi, blocks. Owie. Owie 2. Owie 3. How much is left in the stage? Oh, there's no life there anymore. That is a one-shot thing, apparently. Best way to spend $40 on the Xbox store. A series of games I already own twice over, and Sonic 4 Episode 2. Solid. Yeah, there was a COD port for the DS, but one on the GBA. There is definitely a DS one. But you were kidding about GBA. Fair. Your thing just cools you down instantly. Kind of pointless. That's what that was? That's dumb. That's, that doesn't seem entirely useful. I haven't tried using them in conjunction, unless that's what I just accidentally did by using one and then the other immediately. Yeah, that's... Whoa, I'm gonna use it for a bunch. Oh my god, I gotta wait. Yeah, that's dumb. That is pointless. Shake the nunchuck to commit war crimes. I have Black Ops 2 on Wii U. Which is... There's a... It's not in here. Might be World at War that I have on Wii. I have never played it, as you may expect. At this point, most of the Wii games I own, I have never played. Truly a shocker, that one. Oh, god damn it. I'd figured out the puzzle here, but, this lack of checkpoints is gonna be a problem, I think. Or I guess the length of the stages. Because I know I'm gonna die again. And it's gonna be a slog getting back to Blockman if I can't beat him here, which I'm sure I won't be able to. Can you play it, please? The COD Wii one. Brought Crackdown 3 yesterday. I don't know what that is. COD for the Wii stream sounds very much like an epic gamer moment. Maybe at some point. I think one day once I have enough random games that aren't specifically just random Wii games, I might do streams where I just, like, have people vote on things I randomly picked out of my game library. Right now, it's mostly just Wii shovelware, and I kind of also want to get to the point where there might be some hidden gems in there. Right now, it's almost exclusively stuff that I know is going to be garbage. I have waited here a little too long. Speed gear! One more down here. That was stupid. Okay, yeah, those enemies move real fast. I feel like I might need a certain weapon to properly catch that. Or just gun it down aggressively while I use speed gear. I don't know. Anyway, we made it. It's a checkpoint. We have no lives, I'm pretty sure. None at all. And you max out at 9. Do you have to enable something to save your stream VODs on Twitch? I can't find my Hoi 4 one anywhere. I'm gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. Is that what he said? Hold on. I'll get to you, Blockman. Yeah, you have to go into your settings and enable that somewhere. Did you also do a local recording, I hope? I don't know. I don't know that speed gear is what I want there. These are rather wide gaps. Okay, what's your special thing you're doing? Dear God. Well, he's definitely healed, and are they all gonna have an epic second phase like this? Because this is frightening. Oh God. Stupid. I don't feel confident in that shit. Well, that fight surely does seem like I can do it with the Buster only, but... Okay, let's go to the lab. How much did I get? 390. Oh, you can get quite a bit.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
Who has new items for me? Buster Plus chip. Increases the Mega Buster's energy output. Makes shots a little bigger so they're more likely to hit enemies. Allows you to move at normal speed while using the speed gear. Oh, okay, so I move even faster, essentially. Auto charges Mega Buster. Shooting normally while charging will reset the charge process. Grip enhancing spikes on the soles of your boots. You won't slip on icy surfaces. That'll be useful one day. That isn't this one. I'm not gonna get the energy balancer yet. I might get the, Buster Plus chip. Huh. For now, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of lives.
Are you sure?
That sure does seem like the thing I'm gonna do a bunch of times.
Already. Are you sure? Ta-da! Already. Are you sure? Ta-da! Already.
Why are your allies, your friends, charging? It's not money, it's screws. They need parts to build the things. That's the explanation. I like that you can just access that from the menu and it doesn't take you back to the stage select, even though it would essentially be the same process, but... Oh, this is going to be a bit to get back to where we were. Games are weird, TM. I think it's a pretty reasonable justification, at least. The game design answer is you can't just get infinite things. Contextualizing mechanics is always odd. It can be, yeah. I think it makes enough sense here. They need parts to build the thing, and you're getting the parts by destroying the enemies. It makes a little less sense for money to just be popping out of these robots. Long-ass walk back to Blockman. Yeah! I have a feeling that's probably going to be my chief criticism if I have one. Is going to be that the stages are super fucking long and that I'm going to take 12 hours on all of them because they're still difficult. I'm going to take 12 hours on them and it's going to be a problem. Twitter actually banned Trump? Yeah, they suspended his account. They did indeed. Guess they finally figured out how to get Nazis off their side. Ha ha! Less than 2 weeks till he's out, but yeah, he gone. Yeah, not exactly a bold move of courage there, but they did it. It's a good move, not gonna applaud it. They got 101 Nazi off their site. Okay, this isn't as hard as I was making it out to be, I don't think. Especially because now I have a bit more of a handle on consistently using the gears. The harder they fall, oh boy, there's achievements. I guess there were in the last two. For some reason, I'm still like... It still catches me off guard when games have in-game achievement systems. 'Cause most of the time, I'm just used to that being done through an external service, like an Xbox Live type thing or a Steam sort of thing. But then Luigi's Mansion 3 has in-game achievements, and that's just been odd to me. But also, Fallout New Vegas always had in-game achievements that gave you experience points, and so does Xenoblade Chronicles. So, I don't know why it's weird to me, but it always does catch me a little bit off guard. No, they had challenges, you're right. And I always forget they're there until I complete one. Wow, you killed 1 billion enemies with laser weapons. Sure glad these are here. Not that they detract from the game, it's just... don't add enough for me to remember that they exist. Nope, fuck. There's also just the idea of, like, it commemorating you doing something in a game, but you don't typically get anything in exchange for it. I'm used to, like, if you have an objective in a game that it's going to commemorate you for, usually there's just, you get something in exchange. Not that you have to for the thing to be worthwhile, but... you know, there's the aforementioned, like, you get experience in the Fallout challenges. But I don't think you get anything from the Luigi's Mansion achievements until you've completed every single one of them. I don't know if you get anything from these Mega Man achievements. Cooldown's almost over. Will I need it? No. Okay. Drop anything? No. I think I'm going mad, but I honest to God thought you had to go through 3 of those break the blocks, slide under them section the first time. It's at least 2, I know that. There might have been a 3rd one. God, they disappear to respawn their things, so. Have I died on this run yet? I hope not. I always thought Steam Xbox achievements weren't worth doing for that reason. Like, what's the point? I don't get anything. Yeah, I will say I've never gone out of my way to get all the achievements in a thing. I think for a lot of games, it's not there specifically, like, so that you'll go out of your way to get them, but to signal to, like, your friends on that service where you are in a game. Because, like, in Fallout, you get achievements for through Steam, not the challenges, but in Fallout, you get achievements just for doing, like, certain quests. You got an achievement for completing The House Always Wins. Woohoo! Like, you're not going out of your way to do that. You just did something in the game. I fell in the same manner that I did earlier. So that's only there. So that, like, shows up in your friend's Steam profile. Oh, this is where they are in the game. Why? You flaunt them to your friends, yeah. Like on Xbox, where each achievement gives you a wallpaper for your home menu. Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, I used Xbox Live achievements as an example. Have never owned an Xbox. Have never experienced what Xbox achievements are like. While you were making friends, I was completing Star Wars The Force Unleashed on Apprentice difficulty. We are not the same. Oh god, I looked at chat and then died for it. Oh! And dying in this is gonna be a big fucking punishment considering how much they make you go through again. Wow, I took damage from that. That was a loss of health. Oh, he noticed they gave you XP like a year ago. For then, I always got confused as to why I was getting... why do I keep reading chat as I go into things? Random XP and thought some fiend stepped on a random landmine I placed days ago and forgot about. Like, just a completely different cell in the game that sticks around somehow. You're inside a building and outside the world is still moving around and someone steps on a landmine. Well, that would be impressive that it manages to keep that much of the game running. I know that wasn't your insinuation. I just thought the thought was funny. You can get accessories for your Xbox avatar. That's right. I think you did get some sort of points on the Xbox Live ones. Also, do certain items that you got your first time through not respawn? Because I don't think I used Rush Coil to grab that health. But there was health there previously. Oh, God. I think using speed gear actually confused me for a second on a platforming level. God, okay. This part isn't that bad. It's just if you fall, you are punished severely. And half the time when I've fallen, I've just gone careening into that hole. Please don't fall here. I haven't acknowledged the widescreen This is the first time a Mega Man game's ever been in widescreen, or at least a classic Mega Man game. Which isn't that huge, but it's neat. I like it. I'm glad. A lot of games will mimic the 4:3 resolution to be all nostalgic, but that's like... If you're doing a nostalgia revival, one of the main things that I want to be upgraded is the resolution. That's one room closer. How many more? This is pretty close to the end, I think. Well, I don't need that health, so... Nah. For 100%ing Sonic 4 Episode 2, you get an Eggman avatar costume. Thank God. E-tanks do not regenerate. Epic. Alright. This is what they took from you. Staples a printed photo of an E-tank to your forehead. Alright. How many lives? 3. Let's hope we can do this. What are you doing here? I'm not saying it's definitely Roger Craig Smith, but if you told me it was Roger Craig Smith, I would believe you. And they just said, be a deeper Sonic. I don't know why I used speed gear there. Oh, jeez. I did get an E-tank, though. I'll use it on my last one. Okay, so that first one, he, slams his hand down. The second one, he oh, nope, that was the same one again. There's one where he punches down at you, and I think you have to jump over it. He has invincibility frames, by the way. Rapid firing him doesn't do anything. Okay, sure. All right, I'm glad that's a thing you can do to him then. Oh, fucking Christ. He's on the other side now. That's not the one. Bad move. Bad move. I'm using the speed gear extremely poorly here. What is he saying there? Does 0 count? Oh, I don't remember. There's space under the punch. Yeah, I need to go under it. I need to go, like, to the left or right. Why does Cockman sound like Jonah Hill? Cockman. Does 0 count on lives? Like, having 1 life left, if I die here, do I get a game over? Or do I have 2 more chances? Getting hit in this first phase is kind of, sad, and a thing that I keep doing anyway. Yeah, the punch I can get through. Now that I should... Whenever he swoops in with the other hand, I should, oh, I went too far there. Whenever he swoops in with the other hand, I need to use speed gear to see where not to take a hit. Okay, I'm gonna use the D-tank. I just walked right into that. I keep doing that. Oh, God. Oh, that's not what I expected to happen there. Oh, you can fire through them. Buddy pal. Mother of God. There we go. Jeez. Should have considered the fact that the charge goes through all of them. Anyway, ow. I was bad at that, but I brute forced my way through it. I really expected, I think my mistake there was expecting that to end eventually. No. No, they wanted you to kill him while he was doing that. If everyone in your class fails a test except one person who gets a 93, you should be legally allowed to kill them. I'm not looking at what's happening here. Oh yeah, he's got custom, like an actual custom look as opposed to just changing color. Oh, epic. Just generate a bunch of rocks above me. Okay. Neat. Now you can do blocks. I can. Making men become Minecraft. Minecraft. Like Mighty Number 9 did. Oh, did that have it? I know people were disappointed in Mighty Number 9. Was it any good? Like, I understand it being not what a person wanted, but was it just straight bad? Is it not worth playing? Does Power Gear change how that attack works or nah? I'm not sure. Minion Craft. Oh my god, you fucking killed him. Can Blockman crush my balls? Scott the Woz says it's bad. Alright, Blockman. Let's take a think here. They will pop the balloons. Impact Man? Okay, that's a construction site. Oh, I wish I had thoughts here. Oh, I wish I had thoughts here. Scott the Woz also only has the Wii U version, so I do not trust him. Blast Man, I'm guessing, is like explosion themed. I'm seeing a bunch of like crate type of things that seem like you can explode them. Acid Man, I don't know where you're gonna fit into this. I'm gonna go Bounce Man. This is probably a mistake. Oh, I need to buy some lives.
Mega Man.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
Yo, Mega!
Parts?
Can I interest you in some parts? Might have a few ideas. Go ahead. Obviously, no one look up the thing and tell me. Like the title says, I'm trying to figure this out my own. I'm gonna slam my face into the mic real quick. Gear gauge recharges faster. I might want that at some point. Increases max number of E-tanks and weapon tanks. Well, I found one E-tank in a stage. That's only gonna help if I have copious amounts of screws to make more E-tanks. Eddy calls and beat calls, nah. Provides a special bonus when you complete a stage in a short time. Well, that's not happening. I'm gonna go for the Buster Chip Plus for now, I think. Makes shots a little bigger, so they're more likely to hit enemies.
What you want, buddy? And
Sure.
you have it. Part complete.
Yeah, let's equip that.
Okay, Mega. What are you sure? Ta-da!
I did it. I probably just enabled easy mode.
Already. Are you sure? Ta-da! Already. Are you sure? Ta-da!
Rick, no conduct. Okay. Enter a bouncy castle, you fall down, someone jumps on your stomach. The end. That's not a bad idea, Thomas. I'll go for bounce first, though. Gee willikers. That sure is a bot. That sure is a bot. Oh god, we've got these things right off the bat. Oh! Bouncy time! Shocker. Who could have predicted? Looks like a funny guy. What a funny guy. Okay, I have to get up to that somehow. That ladder somehow. Hold up. Oh, I think I see. I think I see. Give me a second. Fall right down. There we are. Just had to have the height. Interesting. If Bounce Man is wall, that logic would also apply, which could mean bosses have several weaknesses. I suppose that's possible. I imagine it's probably very, probably your typical straightforward. Each has one. But if they have more than one, that'd be neat. Hi. Okay. 3 birds, 1 stone. Okay, so you have to explode those with a charged shot. Oh, if you can't tell, the, whether or not, how high it bounces you depends on, let me up. How high it bounces you depends on if you're holding up the, what is going on here? Interesting. Oh my god. Okay, some of these are a little awkward. Oh, fuck. Do I have to jump, like, at the right time? Weaknesses could be very vague. Who the fuck knows? Well, that's true with a lot of them. Not gonna be shocked. Okay, physics. Please cooperate. That didn't help. That only goes so far. Oh, Rush Coil is all... Okay. I assumed that if that was there, that Rush Coil wouldn't go high enough. Nope. We are just fine. Was the balls from the last Sonic game you played? Well, if the hand things are gonna be the main mechanic here, this is gonna be rough. Oh god. Sonic 3D balls. I was trying to remember the last Sonic game I played. I was like, Secret Rings didn't have anything like that. The life there. I'm glad I just restarted all my progress to try and get this life, but it's probably worth it. Now, can I... Oh, God. Can't describe it, but this game looks good and mediocre at the same time visually. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. If it is wowing me, it's more so from the perspective that, like, oh wow, we got a Mega Man with decently, like, modern day visuals as opposed to just more 8-bit things. Okay, I can't jump on those. I was wondering if I could walk off the balloons and if that's what I had to do to get to that life. Motherfucker. Okay, this is getting a little frustrating. How do people feel about this mechanic? I want to destroy that last balloon. I honestly, I can't think of a way to get to that without Rush Jet. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Jeez, these are wild. One balloon blocking your way into... Well, the balloon wasn't the main obstacle there. The main obstacle was the fact that, Okay, hold on. Hold on. Was the whole point there that you had to avoid getting smacked off by the thing? Oh. Okay, I didn't get the E-tank. Okay. The balloon wasn't the problem there. The problem was that the life was sitting on a platform that was slightly shorter than the ceiling above it, so I couldn't just jump into it. Okay, if you hold A here, it'll take you up. Okay, this is gonna be an issue. I hate this already. I was stupid. Shouldn't have let that hit happen. Okay. Fuck. Okay, well, I got one out of the way. Losing a lot of health in the process, but... Oh, I already destroyed the other one too. Okay, we're out. It wasn't too bad. Took a lot to get acclimated to it, but we got there. That's not what I wanted. I think I have to be holding A there to go launching up. Yeah, that's a thing that I took a hot second to realize, was that if you hold A, well... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. This, I'm gonna die here. It takes damage on the tongue. What? You know, I was, sure they would give me at least one checkpoint and all that. It's fine. It's fine, I have no issues here. Rush coil does not exist on the trampoline, it looks like. Well, now I know how things work. Yeah, hold A and you'll get out of that just fine. You want to aim for the balloons on that to get rid of them all in one swoop instead of... Okay. Rush coil! You only get checkpoints when you beat mini-bosses. That's what it looks like. Or when you're just in front of the boss room, like usual. Yeah, that was gonna bounce into me at some point. Okay. I did not mean to switch to block things. Nope, not at all. And now there's a billion balloons in my way. Okay, the balloons are out of the way, now I can get over there. Where game ended for a sec, was trying to find the keys I used for the guest. Oh god, why do I keep reading chat as soon as I jump into difficult problems? Trying to find the keys I used for the guest house earlier, which for some reason my mom's really mad about, even though she saw me come in with them, and they're far from the only keys we have. Even Dad was like, the hell is her problem? Oh, good. Great. Did you find them? Really like the way he reacted to it. Not even with a sense of, that's not like her, is everything alright? But with a sense of, god damn it, she's on her bullshit again. Good. Oh god. This area's very rough. No, not yet. Well, good luck. Good luck on that part of the equation, at least. Nope. Not rush coil! I'm hitting X instead of B. Oh, I'm treating it like Mega Man 8 for some reason. Where the special is mapped to a different... mapped to a different button, and you can still use the buster. God damn it, after all that, I got killed by the little flying drone. I'm never gonna get to even learn that mini-boss. We have been going for an hour and 20 minutes and beaten one Robot Master. I mean, that's normally how it goes. But, can I get up here? That's not totally unusual, but somehow I feel like just with how long the stages are here, that's not gonna translate to, Usually what happens is that at some point I get into a rhythm and I start guessing correctly on the weaknesses as we narrow it down a little bit more. Here, the stages are just so damn long. Haven't even made it to the second Robot Master. My problems with the first one largely weren't killing it. That was the issue. Just redoing the super long stage to get back to him. Not that I did great against Blockman, but once I actually got chances at taking him out, it was fair. Didn't take me 12 years. Fuck. Essentially, the issue here seems to be just knowing when to hold A. That uses a lot of weapon energy. Really quickly, it looks like. Okay, got through that pretty easily. Okay, hopefully I can get up to that one and actually hurt it this time. There we go. You don't even need the hand to get through that. Okay. Takes damage specifically at the mouth. Oh, jeez. Oh, there's a little baby in it. Hello, little baby. Oh, that is an inflatable frog, isn't it? Oh, God. My nose is itchy aggressively now. That came out of nowhere. Okay. Well, now I understand the fight. Nice. Okay. Checkpoint? Yes. Inflatable metal froggy, cool. Oh no. I don't have faith in this. Oh, this hand is intended to launch me the other way. I was gonna say, I don't have faith in this hand that it's gonna get me where I need to be. That's because it's an obstacle. Still haven't been able to get a single one of those things. The epic item enemies. Okay. Clear notification. Oh, gee, Willikers. Well, I see the point here. That wasn't too bad. There's an extremely basic looking blimp in the background. Well, this is fine. Ah! Gotta approach that from a different angle, I guess. Game. Game. Let me over. And then miss. It's fine. Fucking Christ, okay. There is an E-tank there, and I do, in fact, want it. No surprise there. But will it be worth it? Let me through. Let me through the video game place. Okay, so I need to... There we go. There we... It's fine. Rush, do you exist on these? You do. That made that easier. I need to approach that from the left, not the right. Which is why I'm going to completely miss that. God, I got it. And now... This is rough. What's the consensus on? I keep... Keep jumping too early and just smacking my face into it. How do people feel about this mechanic? Because it started out fun, and it's overstayed its welcome a little bit for me. Just a little finicky. Yep, knew I was going to take a hit somewhere in there. Oh, no! The main way I dodged that was to slide under it! What do you want from me now? I don't want to have to use an E-tank already, but if I die here, I'm gonna have to redo all of that. Yep, fucking Christ, okay. It's fine. Kinda wish I used that E-tank. Like, okay. Makes sense to make you fight it in a different sort of playing field, yes, but that completely ruined, like, the primary strategy for dodging that tongue attack. Primary strategy, not just for me. I'm sure that is what everyone did. Can't slide on these. Simply not a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried, but... Maybe you have to jump over with the added boost of bouncy balls. Yeah, it does let go of the tongue for a bit. So maybe you're right. I did think that briefly, but didn't have enough time to actually execute on it before dying an unceremonious death that I will likely repeat. Forgot what treadmills were called and looked up exercise runny thing. I respect this energy. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here. I don't care. Lost enough health there. Okay, does that enemy up top turn around? No. Nope, that's not what I want. Rush coil. Hold on. Rush coil. No, I can't skip through that. Nope. Oh, that does nothing to the balloons? God damn it. Okay. So I have to make my way up there, charge shot through these enemies. Charge shot through the balloon residue. Speed break! Sorry. No, fucking... So far, it seems like these levels have some kind of movement gimmick. This one has bouncy balls everywhere. Cock block. We're just gonna... That's just what we're rolling with on that, apparently. Had all the treadmills. Yeah, but the treadmills were like an occasional thing. There were... Well, no. No, treadmills were littered throughout. I was thinking of the ones where you had these giant, like, structures headed towards you. And you had to shoot your way through those. But no, the treadmills were everywhere. Treadmills are pretty run-of-the-mill, though. Not that they should stick to run-of-the-mill mechanics. This one's just very janky by comparison. Okay. Okay, I think I see the basic concept there, but... Okay, let go of me, let go of me. God, now we got one of these bouncing around. Okay, little unfair of me for... I think I was implying it was unfair, the change to the bouncy ball floor. Now that I've got a handle on it, it's a little easier to get through that, but still very jarring there at the start. Okay, we're through that. Another checkpoint, I hope. Yes. Oh god, now I have to trust the hand things? I don't want to do that. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Excuse me? What did you say? What did you say to me? What did you want from me? Oh, I wish I could get back over there reliably, because I have a... Hold up. I have a thought. I'm not trusting that again. Given how quickly I can die there. No, we're coiling through that. Is there a difference in behavior between the pink and the blue ones? I haven't been able to perceive one. But I have seen spots where the blue ones are intended to send you somewhere, but they don't quite get you there, as if I need to jump before they launch me, which I've tried, and it hasn't worked. Which, of course, could be me being bad at the game. There's been a lot of that going around, but I don't trust it. On principle, I don't have a problem with the long levels and the super far off checkpoints, but combined with the fact that the way I'm approaching this, figuring out the weaknesses myself, will necessitate replay. Oh god, replaying certain levels even after going through them to completion. I'm a little worried about that. Don't like the prospect of having to come back to this 12 years later, have just as hard a time as I did the first round because of how few checkpoints there are, and then still not have the right weakness, possibly. I don't know. It's gonna be rough. Gonna be rough, that's what I'm gonna say. Okay. I want that health. That's not how it intends you to get it. Frame drops or does my Wi-Fi suck? Frame drops, apparently. Every time. No, it's not every time. That's why it's so frustrating, is that it comes up infrequently enough that I don't accept it as a fact of life, but frequently enough that I can't just... I'll never forget. Never forget about it. There we go. Oh god, I keep getting Ferret and Gremlin confused, because, Your names are both identical colors on my end. Alright. Here we are. How many lives? 1. And 1 E-Tank. So we've got a chance. Not confident in my choice of weapon. And even if I was, I do not have... You what? What did you say?
I bet you can't bounce like this.
I bet you can't bounce like this! Okay, this part doesn't seem that bad, but judging from Blockman, I'm assuming they're all gonna have like an epic second phase. Yep. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, I was doing decent. I don't feel horrific about that. Definitely feels possible, but I didn't get much of a taste of the double gear phase.
Bounce time.
He has water and shit. I don't care enough to... It was literally Aquaman. That's the one you're thinking of. Bubble Boy starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, so that one isn't gonna be like a whole ass extra phase the way that Blockman's was. It's just a super extra fast gamer bounce. Now, is this the end? Nice. Okay. That one's probably the one people recommend to go after first, because that was not hard. That was... My screen kind of fucks with me with how far away the boss health bar is now. That's fair. It was much easier than Blockman. Yeah. I didn't really even try the... What is this? What do we do with this? Bounce ball. Oh, epic. Oh, upward attack and downward attack. Okay, we can't aim this. Interesting. Was that the weakness or was that wrong? It was probably wrong. I didn't get... At some point, I just found a rhythm with the Mega Buster and didn't really bother trying with the other one anymore. So I didn't really get a read on how much damage the block was doing. He's levels at Exercise Stadium. He leads workout sessions. Interesting. Okay. That's neat. I like that explanation. Don't tell me what Bounce Man's weakness was, because I can extrapolate off of that, but was he weak to Blockman? Or the other way around? I doubt it. What the fuck would this absolute unit of a lad do? All of them are little lore pages. Pretty sure Fuse Man and Balloon Man have some relation because rubbing balloon make electricity. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. There's got to be one way or the other, and that's my only lead here. I feel like at some point I need to bite the bullet and go for Tundra or Torchman, because we know that they're related. That has to be true. Someone knows, and they're like, not in this one, but I'm gonna go for Fuse Man. So, can someone look up Bounce Man's weakness and not tell me what it was, but tell me if he was weak to Blockman? Mega Man game where we fight Rub Man. All right, let's go to the lab.
Welcome back, Mega Man.
Okay, Mega. What'll
Anything I can get on this end? Energy balancer? No. I don't think I'm gonna waste. I feel like that'll probably be a waste of things.
Okay, Mega.
Okay.
What'll it be? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you
Oh.
sure? Ta-da! All ready. Are you sure? Ta-da! All ready. Are you sure?
I'm sorry, Eddie and Beat. You're just not gonna be.
Are you sure?
Beat saves you from a pit, right?
All ready. Good luck.
Rescue you if you fall into a pit. Yes. Eddie will bring a random item. I'm not gonna do that. That's basically me paying 20 for the off chance that he'll give me an E-Tank. Thunder Man was actually built by Dr. Cossack. Oh! Yuri on Ice is real. That's neat. I like that. I don't even know he's weak to, but it ain't Blockman. Okay. Not in fact weak to Blockman. Shocker there. Well, this is gonna be wacky. I did not mean to switch to Bounce Man's ability. Okay, well, I really liked Blockman's stage. I liked it a lot. Bounce Man I could do without. Boss Man's fight, I'm shocked at how easy it was. I'm not going to complain about it. Pretty much every Mega Man game does have that one that, whether intentional or not, seems to be the one that you should absolutely always go for first. And Bounce Man, I'm going to guess, filled that role. But I could absolutely have done without his stage. Which means that if you did in fact like look up a guide or something and that's what it said to go for first, then that's not a great start. God, that took far too long for me to figure out. Wait, how am I gonna handle this? Oh, god damn it. Location, location, location. What was that? Was that specifically like kill things with Blockman's weapon? No, he lifts the shield up. Of course the block's not gonna hit him. Okay. Is there anything I need to mess with down there? Yes, I'm gonna redo that solely so I can get that little bit of health. I'm sorry. Ah, fuck. Got greedy there. And probably instantly undid the health that I got. Oh, that's a checkpoint with no mini-boss. Absolutely not a complaint. Oh, fuck, got greedy again. Got greedy again. Make me stop. Everyone said it to hell and back. A lot of Robot Masters are very clearly like the same basic themes as a lot of previous ones. They do a bit of rehashing here and there with that. How many fire-themed Robot Masters have we had? But that's not a thing I would complain about too much because the stages are always pretty unique and better themed to the Robot Master. Because I think that maybe the stage, like, design, like, you can argue, of course, whether the stage design gets better, but I think the stage theming has pretty much universally gotten better and better. I don't like this. Oh god, I went right through one. Okay, well. So, like, if you get another Elec Man, like Fuse Man will probably be to some degree or another, you get a much more epic electrical themed stage than Elecman's was. Oh, jeez. This is a big one. I like it, though. But there's a lot going on. That's not what I meant to do. But it killed it. Maybe Bounce Man's weapon's gonna be a little more useful than expected. Fuck. Maybe that expected me to use the speed gear. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This moves a little differently. I think one hit is gonna kill me. Yep, bad idea. Going for that health. Yeah, very bad idea. I already lost it. And then didn't get to a safe zone. Bad gamble. Bad gamble. You know, I said speed break, funny Sonic and the Secret Rings joke here, but what speed gear does is time break in Sonic and the Secret Rings. There we go. I'm annoyed that I died to that because that was ultimately not hard to get through. I just decided, what if I did it again? Vaguely remember playing Sonic and the Secret Rings. Do you vaguely remember disliking it or liking it? It's a game that I like that I know I shouldn't. God, how do I get out of this? Didn't make it far enough to have an opinion. Fair. I like this stage a lot. Now, where am I on lives? 2. Okay. Do remember not particularly enjoying the controls, though. That's what kills it for most people. It's got a bunch of other flaws, but for most people, it's the controls. It's the controls. Okay. Fuse Man. Let's go for Block Dropper first. Oh, that's right. It's like Mega Man 8, I think, in that if it is their weakness, it is very visually clear. Like, they get neat animations showing that that's the thing. Is this it? I can't tell. Yes. I'm gonna use that E-Tank. Oh, I have 3 E-Tanks. Nice. Okay. Okay. Haven't had to redo any so far. Oh, damn. He's fast! hey, it's not his speed, it's just the electricity that he uses is his main superpower. Well, it was. Yeah, it was. He was, like, recoiling in response to it. So the only reason we got through that so easily is because we did have the weakness. At least I'm, like, 90% sure. Scramble Thunder. Interesting. Now, thank you for giving me an enemy that, showing me that this is uniquely effective against an enemy that leaves behind a missile that you cannot destroy with this. I also remember playing that one game where Sonic has a sword. I don't remember anything about it except chili dogs. Yeah, that's Sonic and the Black Knight. A game I haven't played through, but will stream at some point. I've heard mostly good things about it. Okay, Fuse Man 2. Okay, electricity on. What is Impact Man? Seems to be a construction-themed thing, but you'd think that'd be Block Man. What is the weakness to electricity? I mean, what is Blast? Blast looks like an explosive thing. I'm gonna guess Tundra to Torch to Blast. Now, Tundra's not, like, water, so I can't immediately be like, oh, yeah, that's weak to the electricity. Maybe Acid? I don't know. Remember, feel like I remember you saying something about streaming Sonic and the Black Knight, but I may have been hallucinating. Oh, I did. Yeah, I said that. The biggest flaw is the blue rat they just added to the story. I love Eraser Chin. We're going for Acid. Probably a bad decision. And you know, I was specifically thinking, oh, what's gonna be weak to Fuse? That doesn't necessarily have to be the one I go for. Doesn't necessarily have to be weak to Fuse, because we've got, I guess, Block and Fuse that it could be weak to. We've got two others in the docket. I see what's going on here. This starts as water and then they throw acid into it, where they make it progressively more acidic. That's neat. Water turned yellow. Gross, gross. Are we even sure his acid conducts electricity? I don't know. Could be blocks. We are not sure. Block will probably be related to impact. I'm just thinking construction has to have to do with it. But also, this is pretty water themed. This is in fact a water level in some respects, which is not quite what I expected. I mainly just expected, oh, you're gonna fall into vats of acid and then die. Wasn't expecting, yeah, water, that makes sense. So, yeah, maybe Fuse makes some sense there, I think. That was a bad idea. Yeah, this is a run-of-the-mill Sniper Joe. Took a little more damage there than I wanted to. Can we take this as confirmation? Fuse would be his weakness. Taking it as a hint. Taking it as a hope. Do you take damage from the yellow? No, I don't think it's until it's red that you do. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not even yet. Okay, it's when it's green. So it's got 4 distinct levels. Oh god. Oh, my health's not great. I don't know where I am on checkpoints. If I've gotten any. Oh, there's also these enemies that crawl around on the ceiling that Fuse would... That the Fuse weapon would very easily get out of the way. Oh, I don't like this. Fuck. Okay. That's rough. Okay, that's a checkpoint. Yep, there's the piss joke. Owie. Owie too. Electric owie. Well, mostly got most of that health back. Got all my health back. Joke. Your flattery is noticed. Oh. Wait, will that work? Well, it's lower than expected, but yes. Now this may be an issue. I was cutting it very close to the spikes solely so I could get some screws. Okay. Made it through that. That was a mostly free life. The water doesn't feel exactly the same. Feels a little strange compared to classic. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, those balloons are doing a good job of getting rid of these extra things. Hey, I like Bounce Man's weapon. I like it a lot. There we go. Okay. So that'll surely be a checkpoint. Yes. I feel like eventually we're gonna get to one of these types of sections that's in red water, and then at the very end there's gonna be something that shoots in a bit of acid, and oh fuck, everything proof completed. Well, that's not the first time I've died on spikes, so I don't know what the indication there is. It's like a shotgun, but family friendly and also bounces off walls. You know it. Oh god, okay. Alright, we're through that. Any more spikes down here? Okay, no longer a water section. Alright, block will get rid of these very quickly, it looks like. Which means this is no longer all that treacherous. Okay, neat. So if you get rid of them, you don't have to do a ton in the way of scary platforming. Mega Man pulls out a double-barrel shotgun and kills Wily. I love the ending of Mega Man 7. No longer a water section. This is now Piss Town. This is now Red Town. Oh, God. Oh, I did not like that. I did not like that one bit. Shocked I made it through there. Oh no, platforming while there's things shooting, while there's a current pushing you back, while there's water physics. Ah, did not like that. Which means I have to do that first section again that I lucked my way through. Where am I on lives? This is the last one. With all the spikes, I'm not too confident in the idea that we're going to get to this Robot Master. Which means I'm gonna try and get as many screws as I can wherever I can. Because I would like to be able to buy lives on the other side of this when I inevitably get that game over. Okay, now this section again. Okay, I got that. And now this one, I gotta jump on a few extra things. I'm a little worried about that one. Okay, but there's no spikes up top. We're in agreement that that weapon capsule is absolutely not worth it. Yes, yes. Don't think I didn't read your jokes about this being blood-filled piss. Oh God, are you serious? Video game. Oh jeez. Okay, we made it through that. Alright, didn't save that, unfortunately. Okay, so the options for this weakness are either block or electricity. So, I'm thinking fuse. Thinking fuse, but fuck, okay. There's the entrance. So we might be in the clear, depending on how this fight goes. I do not like that vat of acid below me. Where are we on E-tanks? We got 2. I may end up using both of them. Gonna start out with fuse. Okay, Plague Knight. You've ruined my new concoction! You have a very obnoxious shield that I don't like. Now, can I Mega Buster through that? I can whittle it down with the Mega Buster. E-Tank, I don't think that's his weakness, but it's doing a good bit of damage, so I'm just gonna get this out of the way. It's not actually doing much damage. Blocks! Oh, God! Oh, that's it. That's it. Nice. Chemistry! I love him. Okay, that went decently. Now, because I've had the weaknesses to these, and because Bounce Man was so... No, Bounce Man I got to know the fight pretty easily. It was pretty quickly. It was just... I got to know the fight pretty well. It was just easy. Block Man, I got to know that fight really well. The last two I didn't get to know very well because I've had the weaknesses on me. Wasn't actually fused. That was... shocking. Thank you, Ferret. It's 11 p.m. here. I'll go to sleep now. Okay, good night. Alright, this is an acid barrier. Try it while power gear is active for a super corrosive barrier that melts enemies. You know, I haven't acknowledged the fact that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that these are changed whenever you have the power gear on. And I haven't bothered with that at all. Hello, Dr. Light.
Doctor, is something wrong?
The double gear system. It was so very long ago. It was on that day, Wily and I had our falling out. He quite literally threw a wrench in our gears.
That was the thing that did it? Okay.
We were students then, each pursuing robotics research in our own way. Each of us was passionate about forging the way ahead. To a future where humans and robots might live together in harmony. By giving robots independent thought, they can be true partners to humankind at last.
Naive as always. Even robots that think for themselves will never be anything more than tools. But with unstoppable power, insurmountable speed, it's only when we build robots with the power to outdo humans that people will truly accept robots for what they are. And with my double gear system, we can make that dream a reality. With this installed, any robot can instantly become a hero.
We will build heroes. We will be... Wait, no, it was the other way around. Shit. We will be heroes. We will build here. It's a Proto Man reference. I'm ignoring the cutscene now for that.
Strain on the robots that use it. And if it fell into the
Promise to make no more Proto Man jokes.
Used to cause terrible harm. At the time, a committee was convened, and Wily's research was cancelled in favor of my independent thought research.
Dr. Wily's another victim of cancel
Wily
culture.
never forgave me, and his views have grown ever more extreme since then. How ironic that my efforts to quench Wily's hot-headedness before it led him astray only ended up fuel fire.
Doctor, I never knew.
If only I'd shown him there was a way to work together, instead of just telling him that he was wrong. Maybe we'd still be friends.
A way to work together.
Even the double gear system can be a tool for good, if used properly. But using it properly requires proper judgment. Wily's dream of developing technology to make any robot into a hero could become reality if used by you. I'm trusting you, Mega Man. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. I've just finished giving Rush a good tune-up.
Oh, do we have Rush
All
Jet now?
ready to head out with you. Rush! Rush, help Mega Man and keep him safe. Be a good boy now.
Very good boy.
We've got this, Rush.
Webcam is off a little. Were you talking about the sync?
Let's go.
I tried to fix it. It's always gonna be a little bit off. I just hope it's not consistent. This webcam gets laggy. It's very annoying, but I thought that was always a thing. So it is a little weird that I think you've brought it up this stream and then on the Animal Crossing stream, the last Animal Crossing stream. View explanation about Rush Jet. Let's see if it's any different here. Transforms into jet mode. Adjust your course up and down. It's exactly the same as it's always been in the last 12 games. That's objectively not true because in 3 it was completely different. By Auto being a little bitch. That's just his way. Alright, so we got Acid Man out of the way. Acid melt tundra, but fire also melt ice. I don't... Well,
I've made a breakthrough.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
I can now create new items, he said.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some parts?
Power shield lessens the amount you are pushed back when you take damage. So it's a not... Power shield implies you take less damage. That's not what that does. Mysterious chip gives a bonus when you complete a stage in a short time. Maybe on future playthroughs. Gear gauge recharges faster. I might go for that. Negates recoil when doing a high-powered mega... Nah, that knockback never really bothers me. I might get the spike boots before I go into Tundra, but I don't know if that's... I don't know how horrible the ice physics are gonna be. Honestly, a lot of these aren't really screaming at me.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be? Are you sure? Ta-da! All ready. Are you sure? Ta-da! Are you sure? Ta-da!
I probably should have just died and taken the extra lives from the game over. Instead, I basically just spent half my
Are you sure?
screws on getting my lives back to
Are you sure?
normal and then adding on to it.
Already. Good luck out there, Mega.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some parts?
Can I interest you in some parts? His voice is not what I expected, but I adore it.
Okay, Mega.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some
Energy
parts?
dispenser. Item for master players. Reduces your energy gauge, but makes the ace in the hole double gear technique available immediately. The ace in the hole... Wait, what? Reduces your energy gauge, but... The ace in the hole double gear technique? What do you mean by this? Okay, we're gonna go.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
I'm gonna
Sure?
buy one more E-Tank, then we're gonna go. Okay, so... Impact Man, I was No, Acid Man was weak to block. So Fuse has to be... We're now thinking of who could be weak to Fuse or Acid. I feel like Tundra Man is a decent contender for Acid. But maybe also Fuse. Well, if it's possible for both, then we're... Impact Man, I was thinking, would be weak to block, and we don't have that anymore, so... Let's go for Tundra. %75 chance. Can we talk about the fact that Mega Man 9 was the first Mega Man game to have a Robot Master who was a woman? It was exactly 1 in the game, and then 10 didn't have a woman either, and then neither did 11. Like, I would think that the number would ramp up. We might have one with 4 women and 4 men. But no, after that single woman, it's not happening again. Which one was the woman? B-Man? Splash Woman. As in, she actually was referred to as woman in game. Are those spikes, like, reflashing, or are they retracting? No, they're not retracting. Okay. Anyway. No point dealing with that. Jeez. I used up a lot of my cooldown there. Okay. Ice physics don't seem too bad here. It is neat that there's an item to get rid of the ice physics, but that's really... Unless we get a bunch of ice things in the Wily Castle, which, you know, that's fully possible, kind of seems to me like... I don't know if I want to spend hundreds of screws specifically on a stage to make... Specifically on an item to make one stage easier. Farron found cards against Savimbi. Oh god, I don't even want to... I don't want to know what's in that. I guess I need to provide the context for that. Pals and I, in high school, made a, made our own really funny haha version of, Cards Against Humanity. Where we... you know, made all the cards and everything and filled it with stupid inside jokes of ours. We called it Cards Against Savimbi, named after Angolan Civil War he was a leader of one of the factions in the Angolan Civil War, right? That's his thing. I used to know this for certain. But I don't know what the Angolan Civil War was about. Anyway, Jonas Savimbi, he's in a Call of Duty game. And, for some reason, he was a big joke among our funny pals. So we called it Cards Against Savimbi. Anyway, I'm really afraid of whatever's in there. He's the anti-communist one. Posted a picture about the Panhandler, whatever the fuck that is. Oh, yeah, that's... yeah, we made a short film. Well, really, they made a short film, and then I edited it. About a serial killer obsessed with pancake mix. That is, in fact, the thing that we did. I like this stage. Blockman's is the only stage that's, like, bothered me in any way so far. Everything else, the gimmicks have been pretty neat. This one is pretty tame. It's pretty much entirely just, it's a normal level, but there's ice physics. Oh, you can... I didn't know that. You do a charge shot on the Sniper Joe, and it, knocks back the... knocks him back and gets the shield out of the way. That's not what I meant to do. I'm getting the triggers confused. That has been a problem sometimes. I intend to hit R to activate a gear. Instead, I switch my weapon entirely. That was a checkpoint. We're doing good. I don't think we've died here yet. Okay. Epic ice mammoth. I'm afraid. Starting to feel like maybe I should have gone for Torchman before that. Oh wait, no, the mammoth isn't the thing. It's standing on a platform that I have to destroy. A platform with eyes. It's standing on it's a robot. It's a robot. Oh god, I was afraid that those spikes would count as like actual spikes. Oh, jeez. Okay, not fully confident I'll survive this, but I keep forgetting that it comes back the other way, too. Anyway, we got a checkpoint just before that, which kind of shocked me. Usually the checkpoint is after the mini-boss, which makes me wonder, is this just going to be checkpoints really close together, or am I going to have to refight this over and over when I inevitably die to something else before the next checkpoint? Okay. Pretty sure I've got this figured out. Survive this. Jump over it when it launches. And then slide under it on the way back. There we go. Okay. Not too hard. And that is a checkpoint. That was just 2 very close checkpoints. What am I looking at here in the background? Okay. Was that just flavor? Thinking of like a Swordman type puzzle that I have to do based on objects in the background. Remember that in Mega Man 8? Mega Man 8, Swordman's stage was wacky and entirely puzzle-based. No! This is the first weapon tank I've seen in the wild. Buzz! Buzz! Woody! Woody. Toy Story. Hi, Farron. How are you? Welcome to Megigga Magig. Miggity moggity. Okay, that's... I assume those act as normal spikes. The stalactites. That's what they are when they're on the ceiling. I knew that. But took a second to summon that info. Okay. I feel like we have to be pretty close to the end of the stage. Icicle. Oh, yes, it's an icicle. We have to be close to the end of the stage. We've passed a lot of checkpoints. Granted, two of those were 2 screens apart, which is just shocking to me. There are 2 ladders here, which means one of them is probably going to be an epic item, and then the other is going to be the way forward. Okay, they're both ways forward, but with different items. Okay, I imagine some people have probably called the icicle whatever, sue me, I can't spell. I imagine the double gear system probably got some criticism as being like cheap or something to that effect, but I really like it kind of changes your relationship with certain sorts of puzzles. I really like the addition. I'm mainly just glad that this did in fact introduce a new mechanic that makes you treat the levels in a slightly different way than you would if you were playing another Mega Man game. Because a lot of Mega Man games are just the same thing, but you swap the bosses out.
You're skating on thin ice.
Hi, Tundra Man. Your name sounded familiar. Your voice sounded familiar. Owie. Okay, Thunder? Is it Thunder? I think so. Okay.
Perfection.
Perfection! Pretty sure it's Thunder. That is his weakness. Which makes you feel a little better, because, you know, it was either this or Torchman's weapon, which we don't have yet. Yes, that's absolutely it. I wasted a lot of ammo there. Owie! Nice. Okay. I finished him off by actually using the power gear in conjunction with my weapon. Okay. I'm feeling a lot better about the length of the stages now because I have not been unable to defeat a Robot Master yet. Kick that ice skater's ass. Down he goes. Fuck ice skaters. Winter Olympics? What the hell is that? Oh my god, that's a follow. That's a follow. Oh my god. Welcome, WearTag. How you doing? Thank you for that. Much appreciated. What is this? Tundra Storm. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I had the power gear enabled. It's only, above and below you if you use it normally. If you use it with the power gear, that's just a screen kill. That's just a screen kill. Okay. I really like the demo screens where you can actually, like, try out the thing, because has any other Mega Man game had that? I don't think so. They've had, like, little screens where it shows Mega Man using them, so you get a sense of what they do, but, just being able to very quickly just try it for yourself before having to use it in a level, I like it. It's neat. Anyway, Tundra's probably Torch. And we have five lives. We got out of that pretty well. Tundra Man was probably our best run so far. So I feel not terrible about using this on an item instead of, or on a extra part instead of just stocking up on lives. In which case, more efficient heat removal, gear gauge recharges faster. There have been a good few spots where I've been wanting to use it, but I couldn't, so I might go for that. Lessens amount you're pushed back when you take damage. I don't care about knockback that much. Auto charges Mega Buster. Now that seems neat, but I basically have my button, my thumb on the B button at all times charging. So like, that's basically just, oh, you don't have to hold the button anymore. Functionally, it's not really going to affect how I play the game. Fight the guy in the middle, he looks like a nerd. Cooling system. Yeah, we'll go for that. God, the voice acting. In a lot of ways, this feels more like a sequel to Mega Man 8, which I guess makes sense because Mega Man 8 was the last one that really advanced the series mechanically. 9 and 10 specifically harkened back to Mega Man 2 and removed a bunch of mechanics to that end. Whereas this,
Are you sure?
this worked to move it forward a little bit, and as such, it continues some things from 8, such as, voice acting that isn't great, but is neat that it's there. Alright. And the super elaborate Robot Master designs that are enabled by the better graphics. Like, that's not necessarily specifically a Mega Man 8 sort of thing, but Mega Man 8 had very large and very elaborate Robot Master designs, whereas they, you know, kind of did away with that in a lot of ways in 9 and 10 because they went back to 8-bit. Think I might head out for the night, see you pals later, but I'm very tired. Holy goalie. Holy goalie. Good night, Donnie. Thanks for joining. Have a rest. Okay, that tent finally did conceal something. There have been tents I've been knocking down throughout this. Also, this isn't your generic fire stage. It's kind of... Oh. Maybe I should have bought that one that reduced knockback. This is camping themed. It's fitting. Because, you know that thing I was saying about how they've gotten a lot better with theming the Robot Master stages? Making the stages match whoever you fought there? That's true for the most part. In Mega Man 1, though, there was Fireman and Iceman, and their stages were very much fire and ice themed. So you didn't really need another lava-themed stage. So to have a lava-themed Robot Master, but with something that, like, still thematically... Like, this stage still fits thematically, I think, despite it being just another Fire Robot Master. Isn't Torchman designed to cause harm to wooded areas? The Deforestation Man. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Okay, that's not quite what I expected. I'm dead already. Wow, that moves fast. You can't mess up there at all. Where are we on lives? 4. %, sure that's his in-lore purpose. You know, you're probably right. They do all have an in-lore purpose. I would hope it's not. I would hope this isn't just, oh, this is the burn down the forest bot. That's what he does. I keep forgetting that the charge shot just straight up gets, doesn't get rid of shields, but knocks them out of the way for a bit. God damn. Okay, the knockback there is not doing me favors. Not that it ever does, but... Do we have 3 Robot Masters left? Where are we in the stream? 2.5 hours. Now, I have my doubts we'll beat the rest of them in the next 25 minutes, but I'm willing to go for a little bit longer than usual if we can get all the Robot Masters out of the way in this one. Because that's been how a lot of the Mega Man games have gone for me, is that the first stream is the, either the first stream is the first 4 Robot Masters, and then the next one is the rest of the game, or the first stream is the first... is all of the Robot Masters, and the next one is the Wily Castle. Because it's just so goddamn hard, it still takes me 3 hours. No, I'm not going for those screws down there. Oh, God! Don't really need to stop and kill things. Not my MO here. Okay. There's these long drops that keep happening, and I'm wondering if those are, like, extra paths or not. Or if they're just holes. Shocker, platformers have holes, but... You know, they've had multiple paths before. Also, this is scaring me, the complete lack of light here. Okay, the electricity does help. That's good. That means it's also kind of continuing the Mega Man 7 and 8 legacy of making the weapons actually have effects on the levels themselves. Because most of the time they just are there because they do extra damage to the enemies, but it is always nice when you can kind of experience the levels a little differently depending on what you have when you go through them. Never mind, he was designed to basically be Smokey the Bear. Like, don't do forest fires coming from the Fire Boy? That's what you're telling me? Begs the question of why he was designed with the whole pipes of unending fire deal. Yeah, good question. Anyway, I'm not really strategizing a lot on this fight, but it seems to be going all right. Oh, Jesus. My health's not great. I do have E-tanks that I don't really have qualms about using. Okay. E-tank time. Bad idea. That's not doing much of anything. I was almost dead anyway. Away we go. And that's a checkpoint. No, I would like this health before moving on. The more powerful I get, the less, the shorter the levels feel, which I guess makes sense because I'm having, you know, less trouble on them. And I'm not... Because I have a good few weapons, like, even if I don't necessarily have the weakness of the one I'm going... Oh, fuck. Okay, even if I don't necessarily have the weakness of the one I'm going after, I can usually finagle my way through the fight. I guess it's just Mega Man nature that the first fight you do will almost always be the hardest. But, that's affecting the stages, too. I was complaining about how long they were because I had to redo Blockman a lot of times, and that involved redoing huge portions of the level and the entire level. So, you know, that was going to be a problem. But now I've been getting through them with almost no problem. Alright, we're out. That's not what I thought I had. Manufactured as an outdoor advisor that taught campers about fire safety and practiced martial arts to keep the flames coming out of his body under control. That's funny. How do I actually get across this? Oh, Jesus. Rush Jet. Which I'm gonna use for this E-tank anyway. There we go. That used up the entirety of Rush Jet, but sure. Oh, and Rush Jet and Rush Coil are attached to the same gauge in this. That's new. So I can't even use Rush Coil from here on out. I think I might head off soon to, pretty soon too. Good night, pal. Okay, good night, Thomas. Thanks for stopping by. We'll probably have all the Robot Masters done for tomorrow. So we should be finishing it up and doing the Wily Castle. That's the hope, at least. Can I get that health? No, I can't. I'm out of rush. No rush gauge left. I'm gonna use up the entirety of this. Oh no, I have to like manually. Oh Jesus. Okay. Enough finagling with this and enough trying to kill the things. Just make the jump. We have to be close. Oh, gee, there's a lot of these. And there was a life right there because of course there was. Why wouldn't there be? Oh, this is pretty far back. Haven't gotten a checkpoint in a while. Okay. Oh, I've got to redo two, I gotta redo this, wall of fire section to get back to that one. Now I don't know where I am on lives. Two? Okay. We've been in worse positions, of course. Now, how did I... Can I just jump across? Because I don't feel safe doing that. But also, I was out of rush, wasn't I? Okay, I have a little bit of rush energy, but... time to redo this again. Oh, God. Oh, we've got 2 lives. That's fine, and we're out now. Not as ridiculous as I can't find my keys, man. Which one is that? Is that going for him at least? See, I realize that could just entirely be a joke, and that's not a real Robot Master. But the lore purposes for some of them is... got a game over. God damn it. Lore purposes for some of them is about that outlandish. That man was created simply to suffer. Alright, let's think about this. Do I want to go back to that? What haven't I used? Tundra Man was weak to Fuse Man's weapon, so I still have Acid Man's weapon to figure out as well. I have Acid Man's weapon and Tundra Man's weapon to worry about. I'm debating whether I just jump right back into Torch Man's stage or try something else. I can't tell what's going on with Impact Man. I'm gonna be honest. Blast Man, I'm going to assume is weak to Torch Man's weapon because that screams to me, I'm explosive themed. Use the fire to blow me up. So Blast Man's probably going to be last, which means Torch Man... I don't know where Impact Man fits into that. Torch Man's probably weak to Tundra, which I guess would mean Impact Man is weak to Acid, process of elimination, assuming that Blast Man is in fact weak to Torch Man's weapon. We've got a 2 in 3 chance of getting it right here, so... we're gonna try another stage. Why are these gates electrical themed? It's got a Gutsman stage feel going to this. Gutsman was built for construction, I'm pretty sure. It's got the same... oh no. This is very Gutsman feeling. We're almost reusing mechanics. It did have moving platforms, just not of this nature. Oh, where's the actual exit here? Oh, just down here. Oh, and these enemies I didn't acknowledge are also from Gutsman stage. Gutsman was weak to Bomb Man. So maybe Blast Man is his weakness. And I chose horribly wrong. I did get the 1 in 3 chance of being incorrect here. Based on previous games, yeah. Gutsman was weak to Bomb Man. Impact Man would be weak to Blast Man, if we follow the same logic. We're gonna get to the end of this if we can. This is wacky. Okay. Yeah, now we got ones from the sides. They really just threw a completely empty room at me? I was sure a mini-boss was gonna spawn, but no, that just had nothing in it. Sure, video game, I'll take it. Oh god. So you've got the Gutsman blocks, which maybe you can blow them up with Blastman's weapon. The Gutsman blocks in Mega Man 1 were lifted with Gutsman's weapon, because his weapon was just, you get real strong, you can pick up big things. Obviously I don't have anything like that, and I don't think Impact Man's going to have that weapon. But also these blocks have only appeared in this stage so far, so... Owie. Got that health back, and I think I immediately lost it. Did I just fall down here? Yeah. Would have been an unfortunate thing to be wrong about. I like this stage. The level design here, I think, is pretty good. Seem to be on their A game, or at least B game, in every stage I've played so far, except Bounce Man's stage, which I did not like. Oh, jeez. What's this all about? Maybe block dropper? Nope. How do I actually damage this thing? Shoot it in the cockpit. I got kind of trapped under the craning arm. Oh, this is an empty room because it's a checkpoint. That's a lot to redo. Okay, let's get out of here. Owie! Get that screw. I don't actually know how much the big screws are worth. Because I leave stages and it's like, oh, you've got 1,000 screws. Sure doesn't feel like I picked that many up, but thanks, video game. Oh god, that didn't go well. Is that just hot spots on the ground I can't step on? And out of here. Getting pretty close to that mid-boss again. Owie! Now, mini-boss time, I need to learn what's going on here and not get trapped under the crane again, even though that seems really easy to do. Do you just want me to stand here? Going to walk under it? Like, I don't know what you want from me. Are these the mines your father worked? Yes. This is very traumatic for Dr. Light. That's why he sent Mega Man instead. Owie! Okay, E-Tank. There we go. Kind of hoping and praying that I would kill him there before he collided with me. Alright, that's a checkpoint. Anything I should fill up? Block, I guess. Otherwise, everything's fine. Nearly at full gaming capacity. Oh jeez. Hold up. Yeah. That took a bit, but it got him. It did in fact work. They keep hiding these gear things, and it's like, it literally just gets rid of the cooldown. There's no reason for me to go out of my way to grab that, because by the time I do get it, I will have my cooldown will probably have finished. Which is unfortunate, because you could hide stuff like, you could hide helpful stuff like health, lives, E-tanks in those spots, and instead you're giving me... Oh, your cooldown's gone. No more cooldown. Isn't that cool? Isn't that gamer? These are spikes. Not where I want to be. I don't trust that jump. Hold on. Rush jet out of here. Oh, jeez. Why is life crumbling? My father's ghost come back to haunt the mines? Eh. The ones, depending on the direction they come from, they are different colors. Oh, jeez. Okay, E-tank. I can jet over there, right? There we go. Oh, that's not gonna work. That did. Took a couple more hits than I meant to, but sure. Okay, clearly you can destroy these blocks, but I'm, not sure how. Probably Blast Man's weapon. This was probably, yeah, reminder, this is probably fruitless, because this is probably the one Robot Master I don't have the, weakness for. Oh god, I did die there, and the room was right there, which means I've got to redo a bunch of stuff when I was one room away from the checkpoint. That's fine and good and not terrible. Gonna head out for tonight. Good night, y'all. Okay, good night, Gremlin. Thanks for stopping by. Where are we? 257. We got 2 Robot Masters left. We'll see how I feel at the end of this stage. We might just save those for next time. Should probably get them out of the way pretty quickly if I do. Especially if I don't have the, Okay, if I don't have the weakness for this one and I end up losing the fight horribly, as a result, then I will go after another stage just so we can get one more Robot Master out of the way. But, if not, might just save the last 2 for next time. Let me up. Let me up, please. Thank you. Bad move. Where am I on lives? 1. Okay. Oh god, and this one was very waiting centric because of the way the platforms work. Very nearly died to the spikes there. Shit. There's not an easy way to skip this. Can't just use Rush Jet to cheese my way around or anything. Wow, I'm just gonna keep falling there and redo this section over and over, aren't I? Owie. That could have knocked me off and made me redo it again. Jeez, that took a little longer than I wanted it to, but it's fine. Oh god, my health. Now, what should I fill up? So the possible weaknesses are Tundra Storm or Acid Barrier. So I need to fill up Tundra Storm. Which means I'm totally free to use Bounce Ball on this thing. Not successfully, apparently. God, that took a bit longer to kill than I would have. Than is ideal. Anyway, I got some health. Wasn't completely fruitless. Alright. Impact Man is epic. Did he just say his name and that's all he said? Is it? Wait, is this it? Oh, this is it. He's weak to Tundra Man. This is his weapon. Which is unfortunate because it's nearly out. It is out. Okay, we're gonna use a weapon tank, which, oh, that's right, it fills everything. I thought that just filled whichever one you're currently using. Oh, Jesus. Look at this thing. Which I died to. That was bad. I was not good at that. And the unfortunate thing here is that unless I'm using the power gear, the Tundra really only happens above and below me, which is really, which makes this a little difficult. Anyway, that's out, and now I can't do anything with it, so... Maybe I was wrong about that being the... Maybe I'm wrong about that being the, weakness, and he only took so much damage from it because I was using the power gear, but... I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, he transforms himself into Epic Man. Oh god. Transform! And then he just does this a bunch of times. Yeah, that didn't go well. That's a game over. I did not mean to hit continue. I meant to go to Torchman stage. I meant to go to Torchman stage. We hit the 3-hour mark. That's usually where we stop. But no, we're leaving this. We are not staying here. How do I get out? Special weapon shortcut. Stage select. Torchman. Which we've been all the way through. And it wasn't... No, actually, we never even made it to him. That's right. Technically had a better time of Impact Man stage than this one. I was simply operating under the assumption that we did have this one's... have Torchman's weakness. Which maybe we didn't. Maybe Tundra Man was the weakness for, Impact Man. In which case... Ow. That means this might be the one we don't have a weakness to. Which would be a problem. The water heater's freaking out. Sure hope you can hear that. I really, really hope that it is in fact ruining my audio. I want this to be a miserable listening experience. Oh, I was wondering, why is there just a hole here? That's because that's where you're supposed to shoot that into. Oh, God! Alright, we're in the clear. So that's the first of 3, I think, walls of fire. That's my benchmark for how this... how far we are. Gotta spam this weapon so I can have a view of the area. Alright, we're out. Let me out, let me out! I was expecting there to not actually be a stage select option because in some previous Mega Man games, there was a specific... Oh, dear God. There was a specific item that let you leave stages. That's what the item did. There was no stage select function. You had to purchase it in the game. You know, I didn't stock up on lives before this. If I get a game over, I will. I think I'll cut it there. I'm not going to enter another stage. But I would like to beat one more Robot Master before the night is through. Completely unnecessary use of the speed gear there. It's fine. We're through that. Jesus. Yeah, I think the point of that was that you could leave a stage like to collect the spoils in it. They didn't want you leaving and keeping like a bunch of the screws and E-tanks that you saved. They didn't want you grinding up things in the levels. So that's why you could purchase the ability to do it, essentially. But otherwise, I guess turning the game off is functionally the same thing. And these were old games, so that's kind of how they did it. Nope, I did not mean to do that. Okay, how do I get rid of these? Ball. Ball. Oh yeah, this one I just, like, soared through. I didn't even attempt to use... Hold up. Hold up. Tundra... Where's Tundra? Here it is. Nice. Cold turkey achievement. Ice. Kill the thing with ice, I suppose. Yeah, that was what, 3 hits and it died? I take that as an indication that that's what Torchman's weak to. Oh, fuck, I didn't slide. Why didn't I slide? 0 lives. So any death from here on out, and the stream's over, essentially. Unless Greg the Vindicator grants me a life somewhere in here. Oh, shit. Come on, let me through. Alright, we made it through that. It was stressful, but we did it. Yeah, this I'm still not sure about. Also, there was an E-Tank down there, but that is no longer a real occurrence. Not Rush Coil! Fuck you. So I forgot that they are not weapons of their own in this. They changed how they function. Rush Jet and Rush Coil are just X and Y in any form. In the NES games, they functioned as extra weapons. You had to pause to select them, just like anything else. Do I want to risk my life for that health? I honestly don't think I do. Also, yeah, I kind of forgot that killing the Firebirds does in fact ruin my light source. The last time I went through this, I didn't have any of the thunder ability left. Anyway, let's get out of this spot. I think we're about to get to the third firewall. Oh god, oh jeez. Okay. That's not how I expected that to end. Every time I've gotten to that wall, it's what killed me and kicked me out of the stage. But yeah, we'll save. We got 3 left. Played for 3 hours. The average time on this is 4 hours, apparently. On this game is 4 hours, which is great because I've spent 3 beating a little over half of the game, and we still have the Wily Castle left. So still not even over half of the game. Over half of the Robot Masters. Very different thing from over half the game in Mega Man. Anyway, you'll get him tomorrow. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Like, it's really just been circumstance that's ruined me on those walls, on that third wall. It's just the fact that I was out of lives then. Like, give me a couple extra lives. I will figure out how to get through there. That's how video games work. Anyway, thank you, pals, for joining me. We did go a little bit over, only 12 minutes over. Not too bad. We did go a little bit over, but next time we should finish Mega Man 11. That's my guess. We made some good progress here, and in the final part of the game, in the Wily Castle, we won't stand around figuring out what is weak to what. We can just zoom our way through it. So next time, we should hopefully start off by beating a Robot Master pretty quickly. There's only 3 left. We've got 2 weaknesses that are still not accounted for, so we should be able to zoom through these pretty quickly and then take care of the Wily Castle. Oh god. Huh? You good, Throat? I enjoyed the stream. Glad I could make it. I'm glad you could too. Glad you were here. Thank you for joining me, Farron, and anyone else who might still be here. I don't know. Good night. We'll finish this tomorrow. See you. Where's the button? I always do this. I'm like, where's the button when I'm staring right at it? Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Same time. More Mega Man 11. Wah!